Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome to Tadabbur in English. Halo, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Hello, it's nice to see you guys again. In Tab, and also Lila also have joined us. Hi Lila, how's your day?
Yes, it's tough, but
Okay.
it's raining, so it doesn't feel like fasting.
Oh yeah, but
It's
you're fasting,
raining.
right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so I hope everyone have a great day. Also, I just remember that today is like a public holiday. I didn't realize. So you guys, hope you guys have a great holiday of day for today, and also have a great iftar earlier, and also great Tarawih prayer that's already done. Okay, Alhamdulillah. And also, let's start our session tonight with some dua. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrahli sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy the show, and also you guys can also unmute yourself later during the Q&A, and we can do a discussion, or you can type your comment in the text channel, so we can read your question or your comment later on. All right. Okay. So tonight, as you can see, Lila already shared some materials for you to check or read. During the session, we're going to talk about the verses about Ramadan. As you already know, or maybe already familiar with, we have the three verses from the Surah Al-Baqarah. Uh, it's the 183 until the 185. Okay, so I might need some help from you guys. Maybe Gifari. Hello. Hello, Gifari.
Oh,
Are you able to
Hello,
unmute? Hello. Yeah.
hello.
Okay, so as usual, we do some recitation of the ayat, the verses. So could you help me recite the first ayat of the verse 181 and 183 and with
Yes,
the translation along? As you can see, we have the ayat in the channel. Is it okay?
yes. Okay.
Okay, okay. You can proceed.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون.
Okay, can you help with the translation as well?
yeah. Please, maybe continue to 184 until
Okay.
185, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Right.
أياما معدودات فما كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر وعلى الذين يطيقونه فدية طعام مسكين فمن تطوع خيرا فهو خير له وأن تصوموا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه فمن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. صدق الله العظيم.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Gifari, for helping me with the recitation. So, to get a more clear translation, I will proceed with the translation for you. Okay, so we'll start with the chapter. The first is 180. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You who believe, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may be mindful of God. Fast for a specific number of days, but if one of you is ill or on a journey, the other days later. For those who can fast only with extreme difficulty, there is a way to compensate with a needy person. But if anyone does good of his own accord, it is better for him, and fasting is better for you if only you knew. It was in the month of Ramadan that the Qur'an was revealed as guidance for mankind, clear messages giving guidance and distinguishing between right and wrong. So any one of you who is present that month should fast, and anyone who is ill or on a journey should make up for the lost days by fasting on the other days later. God wants ease for you, not hardship. He wants you to complete the prescribed period and to glorify Him for having guided you so that you may be thankful. Alhamdulillah. So, guys, that was the 3 verses from the Surah
MashaAllah.
Al-Baqarah.
Yes.
Okay, so now as we finish with the recitation, it is time for Sister Lila to maybe elaborate the 3 ayats. So, Lila, time is yours.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dila. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. So we met again. Thank you that we met on this opportunity as well, that we're talking about the ayat of Ramadan, because the Ramadan is a blessing month, so that we should use it as well as we could and the best that we can, right? So ayat Ramadan only found in this Al-Baqarah 183 until 185. Before then, I would like to show you the video verse. Okay, let's see. I'm still muted, I guess. Can you hear the sound?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Okay, then let me.
إني ظننت أني ملاق عظام به ويرد الهوى كبش ثمين بذكر الإله. Only once in the entire Qur'an does Allah talk about the month of Ramadan. And for Muslims all over the world, when we think of Ramadan, the first thing we think about is fasting. The first thought that comes in my head as we think of tomorrow night we're going to pray Taraweeh, that means the day after that is going to be a very long day. And I'm going to be very hungry and thirsty. So we start thinking about food and drink immediately. But it's incredible that in the Qur'an, when Allah introduced us to the month of Ramadan, He did not introduce the month of Ramadan with fasting. He did not introduce us to this month with Sawm. He said, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. The month of Ramadan is in fact the one in which the Qur'an was sent down. In other words, the first thing you and I have to think about when we think of Ramadan is the Qur'an.
We Muslims, the ones who are knowledgeable and the ones who are not knowledgeable, the ulama and the common people among the Muslims, all of us know that Ramadan is a time to get closer to Allah. All of us know Ramadan is a time to make extra dua. All of us know Ramadan is a time to give up a lot of sins, to make istighfar, to go to the masjid more than usual. A lot of people who normally don't go to the masjid, they start coming to the masjid in the month of Ramadan. So even if in this month, and that key is the Qur'an itself. It is the book of Allah. So if you really, really want to get close to Allah in Ramadan, if you really want to fulfill the purpose of Ramadan for yourself and I for myself, then the month of Ramadan has to be about the Qur'an. It has to be about the Qur'an for you and for me. And we have to treat it as though we've never had a relationship with the Qur'an before. You're starting all over again. You're starting all over again. You know, even though I'm not going to talk to you in detail about those ayat of Al-Baqarah, it's incredible that it's a Madani surah, which means the Muslims have been Muslim for a long time. The Sahaba have been Muslim for a long time. And they know about the Qur'an, and they know about the Akhirah, and they know about these things. Yet in the ayah of Al-Baqarah, when Allah introduced us to Ramadan, He decided also to introduce the Qur'an. He did not just introduce us to the Qur'an, He also introduced us to the Qur'an. It is guidance for people. The Qur'an is guidance for people. You tell me, did the Muslims already know that it is guidance for people? Did we already know that when the ayah came down? We did. We had known that since somebody said Shahada, they knew that the Qur'an is guidance for humanity. Yet Allah Azza wa Jal in the month of Ramadan, when He introduced us to the Qur'an, said almost as though you have to start all over again. So you and I have to start reading the Qur'an and studying the Qur'an and reflecting and thinking about the Qur'an in this month like we have never read it before, like it's the first time.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. So that's just a short insight about the Ramadan, about the about what we talk about in the ayah of 183 or the Al-Baqarah. It said that this month of Ramadan is the month of Al-Quran, sent down to the people or the Muslim for guidance. Okay, let me see for the slideshow now. Am I audible? My voice clear?
Yes, Lila, we can hear you clear.
Can you see? Okay, still loading. Can you see the share screen?
Still loading from my end. Oh, okay, it's okay. Yeah, showing now.
All right. Okay, let's start with this ayah of Ramadan. So the tabs is Tadabbur in English about Ramadan, that we're talking about how are we supposed to have the attitude in this month of blessings. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. MashaAllah. Thank you for your participation and joining in again. So we have already had the recitations from Ghifari as well and from Fadila. This is the Al-Baqarah of 183 until 185. It talks about the month of Ramadan and in which the Qur'an sent down to us. So the Qur'an specifically told here that it is sent down, while nowhere else in Al-Quran it is said on when the Quran was sent down. The Quran, when in the, along the surah in the Quran, they talk about the Quran itself, like in Al-Baqarah first says it's Zalikal Kitabul Raiba Fihi Hudal lil Muttaqin, and then they said like this is the book that there is no doubt in it, and then in another ayah it talks about the book as well, talks about the book, but they don't put exact time when did this book is sent down. So this is the only ayah talking about when the Quran sent down. And then it says directly that this is the guidance for the people. And this is the clear proof of that guidance with the criteria. And whoever cites the Ramadan, they should fasting, and whoever is ill or on a journey, and then they could replace it in another day. So Ramadan itself, the first thing first that's being told or explained is that this is about the Quran. Okay, so it's not about the fasting at first. It's not about how we like
Oh, hello, Lila. I
main
think,
point.
Lila. I don't know, but I
Yeah.
think we kind of, your voice is just, we cannot hear you earlier for the first 10 seconds, yeah. Okay, it's okay now.
That's hello. No.
Hello,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. Let me. Okay. Thank you, Dila, for pointing out that one. All right. So, that said, that the main point of Ramadan month is that we should study Quran like we never before. Like this is the first time we are handled this Quran. So the main point is the Quran. The other things, the extra dua, the extra prayers, tarawih and stuff like that, that was just like mandatories and prayers and rituals. But the main point in this ayah, Allah already told us that you should be like pointing out, like, making this the main point, the main purpose that you're gonna do in Ramadan. Okay, so from this ayah, it is clear that we have to study Quran, think of Quran, and reflect our life based on Quran, and diving deep about the Quran itself to our life, rather than just doing the rituals or the physical things, like adding so many rak'ah on the tarawih and like all those prayers thing. But the main point actually lies in the Quran itself. How is our relationship with the Quran? Okay, so in this ayah, they talk about the Ramadan itself as the subject. That this one, like the month, Shahru Ramadan. This Shahru Ramadan alladhi. So that means that this is the subject of the sentence. The subject of sentence is the Ramadan. Okay, so month of Ramadan is the subject, and then the subject will do something about it, right? We'll do something like an activity or an action. What does it have to do with something? So it's doing this where when the Quran was sent down. The month of Ramadan, the subject, and then Quran was sent down. That's the next thing, the predicate. So it talks about the Quran, and Allah informed us about the month which Quran revealed. Okay, so along the another surah in the Quran, they don't tell us when the Quran revealed. They just tell us that this is the book, this is the guidance, and blah blah blah, so many things. But in this ayah, Allah specifically informed us when the Quran revealed, and then from this ayah, we know that Quran revealed on the month of Ramadan. Okay. And then when we're looking at the words over here, that Ramad means extreme heat. So heat heat only, but it's an extreme heat where you like when you go out in the daylight and it's just like sweating so much, that's like really extreme heat. So Ramadan means the month of extreme heat, that you experience an extremely hot temperature. It's not comfortable, so it's full of discomfort. Okay, so Ramadan means month of extreme discomfort for us. And then Allah said that the Quran revealed or sent down to us to become our relief. Okay, so when you're in a discomfort situations, you're not comfortable, or you're like sweating so much, you will go to colder place, or you will buy an ice cream or something like that, or you will drink water, right? You will seek for relief to get the heat off from your body. Allah said that this is the Quran that sends down to you. So we got the relief, we got the ice cream in the form of the Quran, because we are in the month of extreme discomfort. And then the Quran sent down to us as the relief, as the answer of the discomfort in our life, or for human beings. Okay, so Quran itself, it's not just a book, of course, it's a guidance of our life, but we have some kind of relationship. Okay, it's not just with people, but also with objects. You have your favorite dress, you have your favorite things, you love your gadget or phone so much. If it's lost, then you can't like 5 minutes away from the phone, right? That means that you have a really close relationship one another, okay, to each other. So we have relationship with Allah, we have relationship with our laptop or with our gadgets, we have relationship with our families as well. But what about with Quran? Let's say you just meet your friends and then you talk with them, giggling around, laughing and blah blah blah, but then that's it. You don't think about them when you went home after reunited with them, and then you just like forget about them, and you don't like asking, hey, so I've arrived at home, how about you, and blah blah. No follow-ups, no, nothing at all. They just meet and that's it. So the Quran itself, just like when we're meeting some good friend, really best friend, but then when we care so much, when we have a deep relationship with that person, with that our best friends, that we will like, there is nothing else more important, or we will put ourselves into like a full awareness or full quality time, right? So we're not doing it with while we're doing something else. When we meet our friend and we can like play our playing games on our phones, or just like texting other person on our phones, but we are face to face with that, with our best friend, we won't do that, right? So in Quran as well, that we should see this Quran as our best friend, or as our tutors, as our guidance to do anything in our life, like a counsel, like a therapist for us, like a best friend, like something that we can't go out with. We are so dependent with Quran. So this is a real relationship with Quran. It's not just a book that you read like a novel, or like your study book, but this is beyond a book. Okay, so we have some kind of a real relationship when we recite, when we try to understand them. Okay, we try to understand, what does this mean? This is the translation, but what is the tafsir? How can I tadabbur this? How can I apply this into my life? How can I reflect and think about it? Like, you spend a lot of quality time with the Quran itself. It's not just like a checklist, one juice, and then khatam, one month khatam, that's it. No. It's just like if you're doing that means like it's like a class that you're giving like absentees and attendance. You just put your name and signature, but you're not really in the class. Your mind is somewhere else. But when we are having a real relationship with the Quran, then we will put the quality time, we put everything that we have and invest our time with the Quran itself. Okay, so what we see here is that we have privilege. Okay, as a Muslim, we have privilege. So we should appreciate this privilege. You know, Quran traveled across 7 heavens from Allah toward us. Okay, so traveled across 7 heavens, and then it's sent down to the humanity, and it's sent down to you personally. Okay, if it's applied to your own problems, your own life, it's actually dedicated for you. So it's a privilege for you yourself, or for me, or for us. For Muslim, Quran is specifically dedicated for us. This is a guidance book. This is really the top priority, the first or the most important guidance or books that we that's dedicated for us. And then, okay, if we're looking at the ayah, it said that Quran was sent down, but it didn't say Allah has sent down the Quran in the month of Ramadan. So it's in the passive form. We don't know. There is no subject over there, like who sent it down. But we know Allah sent it down to us. But this is in the form of passive. For what? So the purpose of giving a passive voice or passive sentences is that we should focus on the object instead of the subject. If we are having like active, I cook a fried rice, and then that means we are focusing on me. I'm the one who's cooking. We don't really think about the what you cook, right? The fried rice or anything. I don't care about that. But the focus is on the subject or the person. What are you doing? Or you're cooking, is something like that. That's then in active voice. But in passive voice, we will be focusing on the object because there's no subject in that sentence anyway. So by focusing on object, we're focusing on the Quran itself, that the Quran sent down to us. Okay, and of course that Quran is not just a recitation. It's not just that we're listening to the recitations. Of course, this is one thing that we need to understand. Okay, so this is not what you said, like a novel or like a science book or a encyclopedia. No, it's the book of life. So with our complicated life, we need to understand many things that happens in our life, right? This is the qadar of Allah, this is the destiny, and also the kusnuzan to Allah. Many things happen in our life. And we need to understand what is the hikmah behind events or events that happen in our life, right? We need to understand, try to understand, do something about it. And Quran is the guidance, or that it helps you to understand this life. But we cannot get that understanding if we don't try to understand the Quran itself. So the Quran, instead of just reciting, instead of just listening to the recitations, we need to understand to get the benefit from it. Okay, many people just do the recitations, do like 100 pages, khatam in 1 month, but they don't know even one single hikmah or what does this Quran have to do with their life. Okay, or just memorizing Quran. I mean, that's good. Memorization of Quran, that's really great thing to do. But we shouldn't forget that the Quran, the main point of the Quran was sent down to us is that it is to be understood, not just reciting, not just listening, but it needs to be understood to our life. Okay, reflected to our life. And we think about the ayah. It's better for you to have like a, recite just one ayah or like a small quantity, quality over quantity. It's not that you can do one juice, one day, one juice and stuff like that, but it's more like even one ayah. You should think and reflect and know the tadabbur, that it spent a lot of time, really a huge effort for you, but this is a lot better rather than having one full juice but have no knowledge at all. Even the translation, we cannot understand the translation just by reading it. So it is better for us to perform on the quality of the Quran. What is this ayah talking about? How can this apply into my life? What is the asbabun nuzul and stuff like that? You can spend on one ayah like one day or 1 week, even 1 month. There are so many insight that we can have from just one ayah. So instead of making goals on quantity, the quantity, so because so many people are having this goals and target, in one Ramadan, 1 month of Ramadan, I should khatam, I should do this, I should recite, blah, 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 one day, one juice and stuff like that. But those are quantity, okay? The main thing, the most beneficial for Quran is to be understood rather than you being like panicking that we cannot khatam 1 month. Instead of doing that, we should be more panic if we didn't understand the Quran. Okay. So now we have this Quran as the quality, right? We're focusing on the quality because this is what the Quran intention or the purpose of the Quran is becoming our guidance in our life. If the Quran doesn't make us guide it into our life, that means we don't have the connection with it. We just recite, we just memorize, but it doesn't have anything to do to apply it into our life. It's not the implementational thing, right? So how can we focus on the quality of the Quran? How can we do or apply this into our life? So let's understand that there is a word in the ayah that said the hal. Hal is the form of adjective. So adjective or sifa means that it's experience living. So when you said she's beautiful, that beautiful is adjective, right? But the beauty itself is not permanent. It's not. Sometimes you can wear a word off like when you in the old age or something like that. But you see that the Quran has the adjective or living things. Okay, you see that the ice is cold. It will be cold all the time. The ice is always cold, but Quran has the living adjective. It's like an experience in our life. Okay, so when you experience something and then when you found in Quran, oh, this applied to me so much with my experience, that's your living experience. That's the guidance that applied into your living experience in your life. Okay, so the quality is that that we experience the Quran itself. And the roles or the functions of the Quran, there are 2 roles for us. That the first is hudal linnas, guidance for people, and the second is bayyinatin minal huda. Okay, we will go into that in more detailed explanation. Let's see on the huda linnas. So huda means guidance. Okay, huda guides or guidance. When you're going to one tourism place and there is a tour guide over there, yeah, that's called huda. that's the tour guide. So they will guide us and go through with the tourism places and sites over there, right? So that we are not lost in that new areas or new tourism places that we visited, so that we can go around without getting lost. But as long as we're with the guides, then we're okay. So Qur'an means hudalinas or guidance for people, means that this is the one that you should be beside or like being with wherever you go. You know, once the tour guides away from you, you can't talk in the language of that country. Let's say you go to Japan and then the tour guides that Japanese and translate into English. You're talking with them like in English, but then when they're away from you and you're alone in that place, like you can't talk Japanese, you can't talk, you're lost, and that will be really troublesome, right? So you should keep yourself near and close with the guides, so that you can still alive in that place. So this is the same thing for Quran, that we need to be close with the Quran. If we want to be successful in our life, successful in this dunya or in akhirah, we should keep and maintain a relationship with the Quran, because this is the only guidance. Okay, so if we see here that hudalinas, it's the form of infinitive. Infinitive means that this is the only thing, this is the only guidance, the only tour guide. There is no other tour guides. There might be other tour guides, but they cannot speak English, they cannot speak Bahasa, they can't help you. So the only guide that can help you, or the real one, the true one, is this one, the Quran. There might be Bibles or another revelations, but it's already skewed, it's already modified. There will be many things out there, but the only one guidance is this Quran. You can't get guidance from anything else, even not from science books. Okay, so the guidance for your life, we can find it only in Quran. And then when we're looking at the next thing, the insights that talk in this ayah, is that guidance is different with knowledge. Okay, guidance is different with knowledge. When someone is smart, he's really smart. He memorize full, like complete Quran, all Jews, Hafiz. No, that's the knowledge. But the guidance is different thing. Okay, if his character or his life, how he runs his life, is not based on Quran, it's not the character of Muslims, that means he only have knowledge, but he doesn't have guidance. Okay, so we need to think about this really in a very point of view. Like, you need to increase the knowledge only to be useful for guidance. Okay, because even the Suratul Kahf, the people of cave, Al-Kafi, the people of cave, they were 7 guys, okay? 7 guys, and they only have iman on them. They are not scholars. They are not educated people. No, they're just like common people. They only have iman. And then at that time, the Al-Kaf story, there was a king who is so, zalim, and they want to massacre all Muslims. Okay? So this young man, 7 young men, they have iman in their heart. They don't have that much knowledge. They don't recite Quran or something, I don't know, but they only have the iman and like small knowledge of the religion. And then they go to the cave, they went to protection from Allah, and they're able to be, wow, the biggest history. So they have small or little knowledge, but they have the guidance, right? The huda, or the guidance, is more important. And it will be a waste if we have lots of knowledge, but we don't use it as guidance. So it's better for us to increase our knowledge alongside with the guidance. Like when you from the studies of Quran, or from the kajian webinars, right? Or from this like, ask yourself, how can I apply this to become my guidance? Okay, I have this knowledge, but how this become the guidance to my life? This is not for memorizations. This is not only for an exam, let's say. If you're in the school and you just need to memorize, okay, but after the exam, loss. Everything's gone. But if you apply it into your life, understanding it, implement it in our life, there is an ayah that we have to cover our hairs, to wear hijab. There is an ayah in the Qur'an. So we implement that, and then that become our guidance in life, and then we implement and apply it into ourselves. We put the hijab on. That's the knowledge become the guidance. And it's said that Quran is something that you will use at every turn in your life. It's like counseling. There must be someone, or like, some people that you go to when you have a problem. It might be your families or your friends, your best friends. Like you told them your stories, like, I'm sad, I was like this, and blah, 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 blah. So like you cried out of them, and then you try to seek comfort and try to find solutions and ask them, or counseling or therapists. That's people. But Quran, way beyond those people. Okay, so Quran is something that you can use if you have problem, if you have anything happen in your life, go to Quran to seek the counsel. How can I solve my problem like this, blah, blah, blah. And okay, find the verse talking about that problem. You will get the answer, you will get the solution. And this is the best solution, the best counseling. Maybe our friends are not that religious. They will give you some kind of advice that might be not really a match with the situation itself. But Quran is Allah's words. Allah knows best what's in our heart, what happened in our life. So first thing first, if we have problems, if we have anything happen in our life, go to Quran. Seek the topics in Quran talking about that problem, that specific problems. And then Quran guide hearts and minds for those who seek for it. Okay, so Quran is not something that what is it? looking for you, and you have to seek for them. You have to make an effort. Okay, you have to seek the knowledge, the guidance in Quran. We have to make an effort to understand, to learn, to study, to find the tafsir, to do tadabbur. We need to make an effort. If we're making the effort, then this Quran will benefit us. This Quran will guide our hearts, will guide our minds, will give us solutions. But for people who just reciting unconsciously, who just listening but not really, studying it or thinking about it, reflect on it, they don't seek. Okay, they don't seek guidance in Quran. They only do the rituals. Then the guidance itself is not beneficial for them. They will look at it as just books. Oh, I need to read this. I need to recite this assignment for my Tafiz Quran session or Tajweed. That's only some compulsory actions. Okay, will not get the guidance. Even though, still, I mean, it's a good thing, but moreover, that we have to seek for guidance in the Quran itself. And then that guidance will come into our life, will come to life. It's not like I stated before, it's not just a dead book. It's not this is a living thing. Quran is a living thing. It's not necessarily an object, but it will come to life. It's like a being. Quran is like a being, like our company, like the tour guide. Okay, they will assist us wherever we go, wherever we need the guide. Then they will come to life. And whatever it gives, it's better solutions. When we have problems in our life, we try to seek solution from our friends, from many places, okay? And they gave so many solutions, so many suggestions, advices. But on top of that, when we're looking at the Quran, what does it have to say? Okay, let's say that Quran says A thing, and then our friend says B, and then the other people say C, and blah blah blah, and some people also say the same thing, like Quran A thing. Then what Quran give us, that's better for us. That's the best solution, rather than the solution given that is completely different with the Quran. Even though it feels hard and difficult. Let's say, someone hurt us, and Quran said it is better for you to forgive. But our friend said, no, that the one who hurts you shouldn't be forgiven. They will do it all the time and blah 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 blah. Wow, with the anger and so, wow, with the emotions of that. So you have two solutions and you have to pick one, right? It is hard to forgive, but because the solution came from Quran, this is better for us rather than any other solutions. So whatever it gives, it's better. Okay, and the next role is bayinatim minal huda, means proofs or evidence. In the long time ago, the prophet stories of Musa, Isa, and then Prophet Muhammad SAW also, they have miracles, right? The miracles is that something to prove, like in the era of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. So there are many people over there that is mushrik, shirk, right? And then Prophet Musa showed them the miracle. I'm the messenger of God, and I can do this because of my Lord, because of Allah. And then he did the miracle, and people were just like, wow, amazed, like, wow, yeah, you should be the one that sent from God, because you can do something that is unexpected. This is beyond reality. It is illogical. The miracles, it's illogical. You can turn a stick into a snake. You can divide the sea. That's a miracle that everyone can see. That the proof that Prophet Musa alayhi salam is the messenger, the one sent down by God. Okay, and then he said, like, this is the guidance. So when we're saying to someone that this is the guidance, Al-Quran is the guidance, can you give me some proof or evidence? Why are you saying that? You know, like, okay, but I won't believe if there is no proof. You know, sometimes we put the photos on our social medias, videos on our YouTube videos to tell them this is the proof that I am a cool person. This is the proof that I'm a great person. Like, you're giving evidence, right? The photos or the videos, that's some kind of a proof. And Al-Quran is the proof and also the guidance itself. Like, those two things combine into one, it becomes self-evident. If someone said, or an atheist said, how can you be so sure that Quran is the word of God? This is the word of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the Prophet telling us it's not from God. Then how can you prove that? We as Muslim, how can we prove that? We can prove it by using the Quran itself. Okay, Prophet Musa alayhi salam proved himself that he is a messenger by doing the miracles, by separating the seas, and that's the proof. And then the guidance, or what he's trying to prove, is that he's a messenger. But the Quran doesn't need anyone to prove, or doesn't need any outside miracles, because the Quran itself is a miracle. Okay, so it's combined in it. You want to know the proof that this is the word of God? Try to make one. Can you make one? Or can you make something that's more beautiful like this? Gather all around scientists or all poets. Can you do something like this? No one can do. So this is the proof. No one can make this similar ayat. And then you said that Prophet Muhammad made the book, make the Quran. This is the words of Prophet Muhammad. How can he? He is illiterate. He cannot read. Okay? He cannot read. How can he make this book if you cannot read or write? That's illogical. That can't be. Right? And there are many proofs in the Quran itself that proves this is the word of God. This can't be the word of human or anyone. Like it talks about ants, it talks about science, that at that time there is no science like telescope or anything. But how can Quran knows that the moon is separated into two? There is how can Quran knows about that? If not, because this is from God. So the proof is in the Quran itself. It's only from divine source or from Allah, from the God. Okay, so it's self-evident. You can prove Islam is the true religion from the Quran. You can prove that they will go to the hellfire. There is paradise, and there's from the Quran. Everything is from the Quran. You can have the evidence It's all from the Quran. And when we're looking at the bayinat word, it is plural. Means that the quality or the proof, the lot of proof. Okay, plural means there are a lot of proof or evidence stated in the Quran, and the quality is inherent. Inherent means that the quality stays from inside. It's not from outside. It doesn't need any outside proof. You know, when you said that, oh, he's a good person because I've been working with her and she's really diligent and she's a really good employee. You need outside proof, outside recommendation, and then you will believe that that person is a good person. But Quran doesn't need outside proof, doesn't need recommendation from anyone. And even though we're saying that, oh, maybe science can prove that Quran is the word from God, you know, maybe from the technological development, you know, this is the right thing. No, we can't. Why? Because science always changing. 1,000 years ago, people still say that a human is from the you know, from another beings, from what is it? They have theories. Okay, science say the this and that thing, but it's changing. The Darwin theories, and after that now the human evolutions, right? And then the recent issue is the flat Earth. They said in the ayah in the first of the Quran, they said like we spread the land, and then they assume that means that the land or the earth is flat, so it's a flat Earth. That's a theory. It actually didn't come from Islam. It actually come from you know, either Western or European. But then we try to like having a matchmaking from the ayah in the Quran, and then, oh, this is the science, and then we said like, oh, this is match, oh, this is the proof that Quran is correct, Quran is the word of God. No. Okay, one day that we discovered that science telling this, science telling that, maybe in the future even science telling something else. It's always changing. But Quran didn't change, and Quran didn't need any proof from outside or from anyone's recommendations. And the other thing that we can see from here is clear versus simple. Okay, so there are two things. Clear versus simple. Clear is just solution that's valid. Like you say, like 2 + 2 is 4. That's clear and simple. But when your professor or your lecturer talking about quantum physics or explaining something that's really complicated, they made one full of formulas in the blackboard that is clear about quantum physics, but it's not simple. Okay, that's complicated. Quran is clear, but Allah never said that this is simple. That's why we have to learn and study deep dive, because this is not simple thing. Yes, Allah made it easy, but it's only for the zikr, for the sake of zikr, reminders or remembrance. So for the memorizations, easy for us to to remember or to memorize. Quran is easy to memorize, but to understand, it's not easy. Okay, if we want to go in depth and clarity, we need to study it. We need to do Tadabbur. Okay, because Quran answer every single problems in our life. even the most complicated problems. So it can be simple thing, right? It should be clear. Yes, it should be clear whether we should do this. Is this halal or haram? That's clear. But some complicated problems in our life, it's not simple. That's why Quran also, it's not simple thing. And I would suggest that we are not just reading the translation, but we need to understand the tafsir and stuff like that, because languages keep on changing. In Bahasa, in English, the translations cannot reflect that correct. Okay, so this is really different. Even let's say in Shirah, Al-Inshirah, verse 5 or 6, they said, along with the difficulties, there is ease. But in Bahasa, we know after difficulties, there will be ease. This is a huge mistake, right? I mean, along with the difficulties means whenever you are having problems in your life, hardship in your life, there is ease also at that same exact time, at that same moment. You are given ease and you're given solution, you're given risk, many things along with the difficulties. But because our translations in Bahasa, they translated after the difficulties, there will be ease, then we understand it wrong. Okay? We understand it incorrectly. This is a huge mistake. This is a very, very critical thing. So we need to understand the ayah. Why is it saying that along with the difficulties there is ease? That can't be. I mean, I'm in a difficult situation. How can I have the ease of that? We need to know, and we need to dive deep and make an effort to understand, to study, to learn on this particular verse, on this ayah. And that will happen only if we are focusing on the quality over quantity. If we are too much stressed out, I should do hatam, I should recite one day one juz, and I spend a lot of time for this, but none of it become our guidance in our life, then that's a waste. This is a good thing to do. Recite is a good thing to do. Memorizing is really great thing to do. But the main point, the main purpose of the Quran is to become our guidance in our life. Okay, so I hope that's from me. I'm sorry if it took a long time. I hope we still have time for the discussion. Jazakallah khair. I'll go back to Dila.
Okay, mashallah, alhamdulillah. Wow, as usual, I always find like something new after Lila shared something during the Tadabbur. Okay, so I hope you guys also get some highlights from the explanation earlier, but the reminder for us, me personally, the quality over quantity. That is like I want to highlight this one because Lila, as Ramadan is like the month of the Quran, so everyone is like they're trying to do their best with the khatam and finishing reading the Quran. But yes, sometimes we forget about the aspect like is it the correct pronunciation? Is it the correct tajweed? Because we were like it's so determined to finish reading the Quran, khataming the Quran. But yeah, some points like the tajweed, because it will affect the ayah itself, right? So yeah, I think that's a quite great reminder for all of us about the quality over quantity. So yeah, reading and finishing it's good, but there is like how do you say that? It's like a more important thing, yeah, I guess. about
can do both
understanding.
if you could.
Yeah, yeah. If we can do both, that's really great. Yeah, but also
Yeah, but
don't just like
yeah.
we cannot like ignore the important part of reading the Quran.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So anyone who wants to ask some questions, or maybe you want to share your Ramadan experience, or maybe you just want to comment something on this session, you can unmute and we can talk, or maybe you can drop your comments or questions in the channel text. Okay, guys. Oh, just a reminder, you can get the materials on the materials channel for you to review again later. So it's all here documented so clearly. Okay. Right. Okay. Lila, you want to say something earlier? Sorry.
I've talked too much.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
Feel free to ask or maybe another topic as well. So, okay.
Yes. Maybe you want to ask something else. It's okay. We're very open to any topic that you want to discuss. So it's okay. Okay, so we have Gifari and Molo. Molo have a very cute cat as a profile picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, man.
Hello, guys. Thanks for joining. You guys have any comment, or you want to ask something? How is your
Today
Ramadan so
is
far?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there is in the chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I kind of skipped it. Okay. From Gifari, I have questions. How we keep good habits in Ramadan after a month of Ramadan? I think it's quite difficult. Oh yeah, once you this is like once we get done with the Ramadan, it's Shawwal. It's like all the salat, the fast, it's like all gone. Actually, it's kind of hard to maintain the habit. Maybe Lily have some advice on this.
Okay, thank you very much. That's really cool questions. That's very great. Thank you very much, Gifari. Yeah, for the habits in Ramadan, let's think about this first. That why are we doing this? What is the intention? What is the purpose? The big goals is to get us closer to Allah, right? To get us closer, to get more rewards, and then to be the best people or the best person, like a better version of ourselves. We want to start new habits, and of course Ramadan is the best time because shaitan not contributing to our they're not present here, so it's easier for us to do the good habits. That's why the next month of Ramadan it's kind of more difficult because we have another enemies, right? But you know, we should have a balance. Okay, you can't have the habits of reciting and or studying Quran like in the full night and you sleep late, right? Because Allah, even your body, even your family has rights of you. So we cannot force ourselves into these good habits Okay, forcing. I have the mabit all every night. I should like everything is a good habit, but we force ourselves. There is no balance there. Okay, so how can we have this balance so we don't outwear ourselves, we don't get overwhelmed and tired? Because if we're tired in Ramadan and then the Ramadan end, right? Eid Mubarak. And then we said, yay, Alhamdulillah, Ramadan finally over, yay. And we stop doing the good habits. Because it's really hard. We put ourselves into a very, a very hard and unimbalanced thing. Just because we think that this is Ramadan, I should do more. But it wears out. We got overwhelmed. We're tired and we feel like this is a burden. This doesn't feel good. It's not enjoyable. Because something that is enjoyable, that you enjoy very much, you want to do it again and again and again. Right? You feel happy when you go to the beach or you hiking on to the mountain. You want to do it next month. You want to do it again and again. But in Ramadan, if like reciting like one day one juz every single day and it tires you, as like, oh, I don't know, I don't feel like it. I don't, but this is Ramadan. I have to do this. I have to do this. This is a mandatory thing. This is a good habit. And then you just tired and it's not pleasant. You don't enjoy the habit. Then the next month, this will be like, yay, finally over. It's difficult to maintain because it's too hard. Okay, the habits, it's too hard. So at first, that the purpose is to get ourselves closer to Allah. So we have the balance and we have to focus on the private time, private for us. What we want to do for ourselves to be better, our self-improvement. Okay, so we should, instead of like rituals and that, but we need to have good spiritual, personal habits, eating habits. Don't eat gorengan, right? Don't eat too much. Start to eat, healthy food. That's a good habit as well. That's a habit, but it's not. You can repeat it the next month, right? This is enjoyable, right? This is a good thing. This is a habit, also good habits, but it's easy. It's easier. And pick habits that can replicate for the rest of your life. If you think that you cannot replicate one day one juice every day in every single day of the rest of your life, then do not make that as a habit. This is just something I'm doing in particularly in Ramadan. But the next month, I will do 1 page every day. That's my habit for the next month. And that's okay. Even in the Ramadan, you want to have the habits of reciting 1 page 1 day. That's okay. But you have the Tadabbur session. You have the many other habits. That's easier, lighter, rather than you overburden yourself into many good habits, but you cannot replicate. You can see it from now. Ask yourself, can I do this for the rest of my life every single day? If the answer is impossible, no, I cannot do, then don't make it a habit. Don't. Habit is something that you do every single day, not just Ramadan, but every single day until you die. That's habit. So you should, we should ask ourselves, can I do this for the rest of my life? Can I replicate this? Because good day is good life. Good habits will lead to good life. We want to make a good life. We have to make the balance in our life. Don't overwhelm. Don't overburden ourselves. I want to recite this. I want this. But then it will make us tired, hate even hate the rituals. We got too much, like we're so tired. We got too much, and then we hate it. We hate. After Ramadan, we don't even want to see the Quran. I'm so over Quran. Gosh, I'm really tired. We don't want that, right? We want a balance, and that's it's better to have one habit, but it's consistently. It's better to have one easy habit rather than 10 or 100 habits, but it's not continued every single day. It's better for us to have only one habit, an easy one, but we are always doing it continuously until the rest of our life. That's a lot better. Allah loves small deeds, but you do it continuously, rather than someone who's doing a one big deed, but they are just doing it one time. Only on Ramadan you're doing this? No, not really. Or we only recite Quran in Ramadan? No. So we need to make the list, or ask ourselves, can I do this after Ramadan? Can I do this till the rest of our life? My life? Then if I can't, then don't push yourself. No need to push yourself. You just need a strategy. How can I do this every single day? That's the habit, the quality, not the quantity. I hope that answers. I'm sorry, it takes a long time to answer that. I hope that answers you. If you have another thing, you can ask more, or you can reply or commenting on that.
Yeah, mashallah. Yes, it's also a reminder for me as well. Sometimes we want to the goal is actually not realistic sometimes, and
unrealistic.
push ourselves, push ourselves, and
That's why Ramadan habits. There are so many Ramadan planners, and that's tahajjud and stuff like that. But that's good. Yeah, that's really a great thing. But we know ourselves better, right? We know our capacity. I even have this Ramadan as a break time. I personally use Ramadan as my break time. A pause. Like I usually do Tadabbur on many places, many communities, or have a sharing talks and webinars, stuff like that. Doing communities projects and da'wah and content creations. One day, one content, stuff like that. But once it came to Ramadan, I was like, no, I'm not. I don't want to do that. I want to have more private time with my Lord, and a self-healing process,
Oh, nice! That's a really, that's a really quite different perspective from Lila, because for me it's the opposite. I'm hoping I have this the list of to-do list. So this is the ibadah that I want to do.
Well, that's good.
This is my target. Oh, okay, at least after Ramadan I can keep doing this, and this. By hoping if I can do this for the 30 days, I'm hoping it could be a new habit. So it's the opposite.
I mean,
but at the same time we have
it will be different. Yeah, it will be different for many people. I mean, some people focus on the Tadabbur. Some people will focus on da'wah. It's okay, but I mean, the quality of it, you need to increase the quality of it according to which you want to focus on, which one that you want to give the better quality. So instead of many variations of habits, one habit, but the very good quality on that one habit, that's really nice.
No. Yeah. Oh, nice. MashaAllah.
Even even tafakkur is better than study or recite, right? Thinking, okay,
Yeah.
thinking is better than studying. Thinking and studying is different thing. Memorizing compared to thinking, it's better thinking. You better just like sit on the terrace or your balcony in front of your house and looking at the sky, looking at the stars. Oh, this is the stars. Allah be, and then you're looking at yourself. Oh, from the point of view of the stars, I'm no one. I'm just this small one human. But compared to the sky, to this, oh my, mashallah, that's thinking, that's reflecting, and that's a lot better than studying something else or doing something else. We thought that this is a wasteful. This is like, why are you relaxing, right? Like people are looking at it like, why are you relaxing on Ramadan? You're doing nothing. Come on, just finish your khatam. And it's like, but actually the quality of thinking of Allah creations, the sky, the planets, the experience that we've had, forgiving people, that's a lot better because the quality of it, it's really great. But
Yeah,
you know,
that's kind of the good relaxing. Yeah. I mean, some people might misuse the term relaxing instead of just like
yeah,
tafakkur, they're just like literally sleeping through the day. Yeah, correct.
and later on
That's
we
really
just,
like
no,
the
I'm
quality.
tafakkur. We just want to lie on our bed. I'm tafakkur. I'm not. I'm tafakkur.
No. Yeah, that's the quality part. So yeah, maybe it looks like we're just maybe laying down, maybe just chilling or sitting in a chair. Yeah, but it's actually tafakkur. Yeah. So guys, we need to distinguish between the lazy and tafakkur. Okay, so we then
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, like in Ramadan, actually taqwa, like in that ayah in 183, I guess. That means that Ramadan or fasting is for someone who muttaqin, for muttaqin or for people of taqwa, right? The taqwa means protect, seek protection, or like not protect, like being so self-aware, or they're afraid into doing something like when you're afraid going outside in the night, then you will put the step like slowly, carefully going out. You're not like bursting out on the darkness, right? You're like slowly and put the lights on. You put the slowly and carefully. That's people of taqwa. They will be careful. So in Ramadan, everything is just prohibited, right? You can't drink, you can eat, you can do many things. Everything's prohibited. So you should be careful of things that will cancel your fasting. Okay? So many things, right? And then after Ramadan, you can eat, you can drink, you can watch movies, but because you're already trained. Okay, Ramadan is like a training session. Training where we should be careful for things that is not allowed for us. Let's say before Ramadan, we always watch movies 6 hours or like a full day. You know, that's permissible, but I mean that wastes our time. And in Ramadan, we spend many time on our habits, right? And then after Ramadan, when we want to go back to the binge watching habit or the entertainment thing, we will feel that like, I've been trained for a month not to watch anything, and then after Ramadan, then we should have that attitude. That means the training success. But if after Ramadan we want to burst ourselves, oh, finally I can watch the drama, like the Korean drama that I've been waiting for, something like this. Then
I know, yeah.
it's just for the Ramadan. So we have to be careful.
Yeah.
Like, let's say, like, I mean, after even after we break the fasting, after iftar, after
Oh,
iftar,
yeah.
after
Yeah.
and then you kind of thirsty, and then you pick the water and just like, oh, astaghfirullah, oh, no, it's after tarawih, so also already okay, but we're so used to not to drink, not to eat, right? So sometimes we just like so get to use make it a habit that we have to be
Yeah.
careful on whatever that we're doing. The habit is that simple, but yeah, it's really high quality.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, it's just like don't let yourself like don't let
Be
yourself like
mindful.
revenge on the don't revenge on Shawwal. Don't like because you didn't really eat that much on Ramadan and then once it's Shawwal, all the stuff, all the meals,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
When the eat,
because it because it's kind of it's like also it's like I don't know it's only in Indonesia or not, but it's like our culture when it's eat all the food, all the sweets and drinks, it's like coming out like everyone. Yeah, I know it's celebration, but yeah, sometimes we we also need to have the self control. That's why our prophet like recommending the Shawwal fasting, right? The 6 days.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Get it now. So the 6 days like it's like your break, like the self control. Yeah. Before we step further after the shower. Okay. Oh, mashallah. Okay, that's a very nice
Hi,
advice. Yeah.
there's Miss Honey over there.
Okay, feel free to ask. Yes, thank
She
you, Lila. That was a very good point. So yeah, maybe each one of us have like different goals or different targets in this Ramadan. But let's keep it
yeah,
going after even after Ramadan. Yeah, may Allah make us people of istiqomah so we can keep doing this good habit in Ramadan after Ramadan.
yes,
Amin ya Allah. Amin. Yeah. Okay.
inshallah.
That's a very nice question. All right. Oh, I see someone just joining. Hello, honey. Our permanent audience. Hello.
Just woke up. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I just woke up.
It's okay. We were tired from the Tarawih.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's okay, honey.
experience
Yeah,
that
but
we
I
want to.
the last statement about the good habit for the Eid preparation or during the Ramadan. I listened to your explanation in the last part, and it's a good thing to have for all of the Muslims. Sorry, it's just kind of like I'm still acquiring my soul after woke up.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Talking about, I mean, I remember. Is it alright if I give some?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I just read the translation of Al-Baqarah that you share here, and then it reminds me that I don't know. It's not really being. Perhaps it's not being really explained here, but the next I have this 185. It's
Mm-hmm.
186, right? Al-Baqarah 196. I mean, all the change of this ayah from 183 until 187, if I'm not mistaken. But there is kind of like the inception of 186, which actually talking about the prayer, right? About how it's actually
Mm-hmm.
discussed about the Ramadan. So suddenly there is a very specific way that focusing on the way we need to do so many prayer, like being how is it compete, not only compete but actually giving a very big and wide opportunity from Allah about the grand benefit by uh, do some prayers to him during the Ramadan, which means
Mm-hmm.
there is this kind of a red line, the red string between Ramadan actually is what the only, if I'm not mistaken, is the only ritual. Let's we say it's ritual for Muslim,
Yes.
that the rewards itself is directly given by Allah, because the connection from Allah to each of its devote devotees, or its abdillah during Ramadan is definitely
Mm-hmm.
being marked directly from Allah, because the way it explained also, if I'm not mistaken, in 186 is uh, how to how to say it in English? Pray to me because I'm very close to you, right? Pray to me as much as you can because I'm very close to you. And if we compare it to another Muslim ritual, say from Islamic commandment, salah, zakah, and then what else?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when pilgrimage to Hajj, all of them not directly. I mean, we can see the reward. What is it? Explicitly through the way we act toward that ritual. But Saum in Ramadan especially, we really cannot define the rewards or the grade of our how is it, the act of this ritual directly or can explicitly being calculate or measure, but it's a prerogative rights of Allah. It's very intimate thing from Allah, that Allah will knows whether our Ramadan is good or not, whether our Ramadan fasting will be accept or not. So I mean, it's just kind of like a little bit how to say it, mind blowing, because this fasting in Ramadan is like a whole package of many Islamic commandments ritual. So Islamic five commandments ritual, that
Mm-hmm.
the reward of the ritual itself cannot be defined directly, explicitly by us as human, but it's Allah rights, and it's also a sign and also symbolize the closeness, the intimate closeness of Allah toward how precious this Ramadan is. I think that's what I mean. I hope you can get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. I mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
suddenly it's related and being incepted in the 186 after 185, still talking about the concept of Ramadan and the what is it, the rules of how to do the fasting, kind of like that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mashallah, mashallah.
Masya Allah, Masya Allah.
Yes. Yeah. The Well, thank you. That's really great insight for the 186 until 187. Actually, is still talking about the Ramadan as well. But 187 is for like technicals, what you're doing and what's not allowed, right? And 186 talking about that how can we do prayers, call for Allah, and then made a lot of du'as, of course, to Allah, that He said that I'm near, I will respond to those who call me. So Allah said that He is really near in the month of Ramadan. That's why we have to, make ourselves guided by reciting the words of the Quran, by studying, by learning, and make ourselves prayers or ibadah. It's not only rituals, yes, it's also the form of tafakkur, in the form of birrul walidain, or even working or studying. It's also prayers. That's also an ibadah. So sometimes people mistakenly looking at it, like they do it like rituals, all the physical things, but then got overwhelmed, so they don't give time for their family. The yes, the father, they will spend the night outside, like in the masjid, every single day for the Ramadan, but they don't give time, their quality time with the family, with the wives. That's why also that in 187 you are permitted to lie with your wives during the night. You are permitted. It's why do you have to, why shouldn't Quran say that? Wasn't Allah want us to pray a lot, right? But Allah said that you are permitted to spend the night with your family. You're permitted to do that. You can you can do that. This that's why the technical things here answers all kind of prayers that we should do, and the limit to ourselves. Don't do something excess our own capacity. Something that excessive is not good. Something that is minus, or it's lack or minimum, it's not good as well. We have to be in the balance. Not too much, not too few, not too little. Yes, that's really great insight, Hani. Thank you very much. Wow, mashallah.
Mashallah. Thank you, Hani. Yeah, that's really, really good. That's very detailed sharing from Hani earlier. Okay, wow.
Mhm.
Very nice, very nice. All right. Okay, guys. How you guys find the session so far? I believe that's a really, really...
Anyone want to ask?
Yeah, maybe you want to ask some questions?
We can.
I believe
Oh,
that's really, really great insight. Yeah. Okay.
this is actually interesting for what the mindset. We're looking
Yes,
at the
mindset.
Ramadan, right?
Ramadan, yes, mindset, yes. Oh, yes, agree, yes. Okay. Come on, do you guys want to... oh, Honey is typing.
Oh, okay.
No, just go ahead.
Alright. Okay, so... Oh, it's already past 15 in here. Okay, so Lila, should we wrap up? Should we end the session for
Yes.
tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Don't
believe
overburden
everyone...
yourself. You should wake up for
yeah.
sahur.
Yeah. I believe everyone's like need
Waking
to
up
get
for
some
a
rest.
long time.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So okay, Lila. Any maybe like closing statements for
Okay.
the
Closing
tonight's
statement.
topic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ramadan, even though it's already almost 2 weeks. But I hope for the rest of the Ramadan, this is a blessing month. So instead of making a lot of list and in quantity, try to see the quality in it. Okay, we know ourselves. Are we doing it really 100% full in quality, or we just trying to make ourselves better, like, oh, I've done so much, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm really a good person, productive muslimah, because I have this to-do list and I checklist them out, but it's not reflected into our life, then it's gotta be a waste. I mean, it's not a waste, but it will be more efficient, it will be more indulging into our life if we focusing on the quality. And in Ramadan, in the ayah, it's already clear that this month is specifically talking about the Quran and what kind of prayers or what kind of ibadah of Quran that we have to do. Apparently, it's not that how many juz that we've memorized or we've done, that's a really good thing, good habits, yes, but on top of that is the understanding, and how can we apply that into our life. What we memorize, what we recite, do you really know what it talks about? Do we really implement that into our life, or we just make it like a transactional deals? Okay, Allah, I got this one juice, okay, you give me paradise, okay, that's it. No, it's not like that. So I hope in Ramadan this is a training session for us to have the battle, the real battle, the next month, inshallah. Good luck. Please pray for me as well. Okay, alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair.
Alhamdulillah, Masya Allah, Jazakallah khair, Lillah. That's nothing said. So everyone just maybe we should pay more attention to with the quality of our ibadah in Ramadan. Yeah, so that it
Inshallah.
won't be go in waste, so you can keep doing it after Ramadan, even after Ramadan. Okay, Masya Allah. Thank you so much, Lila. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Thank you,
and
Dila. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, staying with our session, Tadabbur in English. Okay, so thank you so much for Gifari, Molo, Hani, and Permen Kapas, and also Mimin, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so thanks so much for joining us, and let's end our session with istighfar. Astaghfirullahaladzim, 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 and Suratul Asr. A'udzubillahi Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal asr, inna insana lafi khusr illa alladzina amanu wa amilus solihati wa tawassaw bil haqq wa tawassaw bis sabr. And final closing with dua of Kifaratul Majlis. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Thanks so much for joining, guys. If you guys want to review the materials, you can join the materials channel, and you can maybe learn more after this. And also, if you still have questions, feel free to drop the question in the text channel. Also, don't forget to check events in our Discord. It's already in the event section, so you can add it to your calendar. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, and have a good night. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.